there's a sense in which this so-called new legislation today does not do much more than the Bail Act of 2001. So don't come in here today pretending that this is some revolutionary piece of legislation. So that this legislation today is telling this chamber and the people of this country that the learned Attorney General is intended to amend the Constitution of this country. Where is it? Where is the new Constitution? But if this learned Attorney General had brought the new Constitution, the question of bail, he could extricate himself and this country from this dilemma related to bail. Please find it possible, government, to pass a law that creates a gun court so that this abundance of gun offenses will find themselves being tried in a court dedicated to that. I ask the government to be equally magnanimous and to bring to this country new legislation that will provide for degrees of murder so that the issue of bail is resolved. I know that we live in a country in which we should not have to choose our route home because of fear of crime, because of fear of a stray bullet. That is happening in your country, Your Honor. Must we not have the courage? Must we become consorts with a criminal element because we want the extra vote? Or must we stand on principle and defend the rights, interests, and entitlements of an innocent majority in this country? And I warn my colleagues on both sides of the political divide to do nothing that appears to give comfort to those involved in crime, whether actual or by proven reputation. May I kindly say that this Parliament today has breached its responsibility to this country, and that this Parliament has not been firm. This Parliament has not been resolute. This Parliament has given birth to a failure, a legislative failure today, that has not adequately and properly addressed the question of bail. This government, when it suits it, is conveniently cowardly. And when it is politically expedient, it will have the courage to do wrong against the people of this country. And if you breach the law, and if you breach the criminal law, and if you deprive another man, woman, or child of their right to life, you must become subject to the law. You must become subject to the Constitution. And as parliamentarians, as lawyers, we must have the courage to say that. We could also take him to a department with which he may be more familiar, but he may be losing his grip on that one, the Barbados Police Service. I beg this government, I ask this government, I beseech this government, I plead with this government to withdraw its tentacles, to withdraw its voices. They may even believe that their voices are legitimate, insofar as they reflect the internal workings of the police service. But let the police service do its work. But the workings of the police service belong exclusively to the police service, and Section 8 of the Police Act is always a reminder that in the superintendence of the Barbados Police Service, the Commissioner of Police is answerable to the head of state, not the head of government. You know, tyranny, as the old people used to say of trouble, it doesn't set up like the rain. You don't look up and suddenly see dark clouds. This has not gone far enough, and I summarize and close by asking the learned Attorney General to get the new Republican Constitution to this Parliament, and to do it with haste. And to get that Republican Constitution to this Parliament with haste, and to get it here with a content that does not disturb the fundamental right to freedom that protects bail. Except that I ask this learned Attorney General to bring with that new Republican Constitution a new Offences Against the Person Act, which creates degrees of homicide so that the question of bail is determined when a man is charged. And solve this problem. Solve this national problem. Resolve this national scourge. And after this learned Attorney General has done that, to bring a gun court to the administration of justice, and to bring anti-gang legislation to this country and to rein in rampant criminality that visits us in our daily lives.